Here's the punter, Trenton Gill, now to do the honors, and off we go here at Soldier Field. Braxton Berrios selecting to bring it out. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. They'll start out here with a jet sweep, and he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They'll run with Hall. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the 1st down. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Didn't get it by much, but bottom line got the 1st down. Avoiding that 3 and out, how vital is that on the first drive?
To me, it's like the first round of a boxing match. You know, it may not mean much right.
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. It'll only be a loss of a couple, but the pressure gets home on 1st down. Tell you what, he did not have much time there to scan the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Meaning the guys in front of him had almost no chance to block him. They were on him in a hurry.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And some room to work. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet 1st down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield and get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. Straight ahead is Hall. Still a couple yards short of the 1st as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. To throw, White. And a loose football. And this is picked up by the Bears. Without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a 1st-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
The Bears on the move. They've got another 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the moment the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Out of the gun, Fields. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. He gets this to Jones over the middle. And they stop him short of the 1st as he can only get to the 20. On on Fields. He'll find Jones again, complete. And he is going to have the Bears first down as they find a way to convert on 4th and 10. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Montgomery. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
On 2nd down, a run with Herbert. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
And that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Fields now to throw. The quick slant caught. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
Throwing middle, and it's complete. Touchdown, Bears! Chase Claypool from 3 yards out. And the Bears post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter. But down here, I thought they were going to hand that off. Instead, a well-designed play and the pitch and catch for the touchdown.
And I wonder who came up with it. Was it a call from the bench? Did the quarterback have a good idea and suggest it? In any event, clearly an effective play call. They saw something they liked in coverage, and they targeted it for the short yardage throw.
And the perfect way to cap their opening drive. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. Here's White. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That one goes for 24 yards. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's caught by Davis. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
He's not going to get there. That one he will be close. So he's ball up in the backfield. That'll come up 2 yards and also bring up 4.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
They'll go for it. It's Hall. And I don't think he got there. He did not. They stop him a yard shy. He needed 2. He only got 1. And the Bears will get the football back. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Here's Fields. And time finally runs rolls out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Throwing on 2nd and long. Fields. That's complete right side to Kmet. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
Able to hit on a big play right there in the 2-minute drill. Now they've got a chance to use all the remaining clock and build on their lead right before halftime.
On 1st down, Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And they will get the 1st down here as they move into field goal range as well inside the 25. On play action, Fields. And it's caught. Touchdown. Cole Kmet, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Bears will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was all capped off by Cole Kmet with a touchdown catch. Fields it right around the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Jets going to take over now late in this 1st half. They're certainly in need of some kind of points here before the end of the half. A field goal or something being shut out right now. They could really use some momentum before they head into halftime. Uncorks one for Davis. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
White's throw here going to be caught by Wilson. The Jets are going to use the 1st of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. White. Brought in by Davis over the middle. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And this time they'll just keep this on the ground. And he'll have a Jets 1st down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. On 1st down, it's White. And this one is incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
He'll air this one out deep for Davis. And got his man complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. You want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Taking it about the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Bears offense set to go to begin the 3rd quarter. This offense set to begin the 3rd quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the 1st half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one. So now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game. And down the stretch, being able to be balanced. Either throw it or run it and try and win this ball game.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A Chicago 1st down there on a gain of 11.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
The tackle there by LaMarcus Joyner. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Play action. It's Fields. Going for the deep ball. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
All right, let's just go and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Off play action. Fields. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. Give up the middle. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety.
Well, it's pretty evident that that's not the way you want to try and establish momentum ahead of a possible fourth-quarter comeback, because you needed points there, at least something to build on for your next series. That was neither. Instead, it's a huge play for a defense that now has no doubt it can finish this game off.
Taking it about the 16. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive. As they score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And he can muster only a couple here to the 24. And now they're in the hurry-up. From the gun on 3rd down, Fields. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Here comes the Bears punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
Exactly right about that.
Back now at Soldier Field. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the fourth quarter. On 2nd and 9, White. And Davis has it over the middle. Oh, what a juke into space. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. 41 yards on the ground for him so far. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Hall again on 2nd down. And some room to maneuver. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. That good for 22 and a first down. Now, yes, a two-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a two-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Now, a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. On 2nd and 10, White completes it to Davis. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he can get a good head of steam going.
And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Now White. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. On 2nd down, it's Knight. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
This offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. White looks to throw.
Along the sideline, Wilson with a grab.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
Gotta try it here. He's back to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
And the Bears are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th and goal. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here, maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. You know, I was going to ask if maybe they should surprise and pass the ball, but where they're at on the field, I think keep it on the ground, right?
I like where you're going with this one because field position is going to determine these play calls. And backed up where they are, I don't even think about putting the ball in the air. I tell my running backs, grasp the football, and I tell my offensive line, don't allow any leaks so they get hit immediately when we hand it off.
So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery, and he will have the first down as he's up to his 17-yard line. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
On 1st and 10, it's Herbert.
Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
On 3rd down, they go Montgomery. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now it looks like he'll throw here.
And that one on the money to Claypool downfield.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. The win for the Bears just around the corner. They go down to a knee. The win for the Bears just around the corner. They go down to a knee. And the Jets D, they call on a couple extra defensive backs on 3rd. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time.
We got this.